the background to the 20th century drama. It's a very interesting journey in drama because in drama, what we see is that there's rebirth of drama in terms of poetic plays and problem plays. In 19th century, not too many plays were written. So there's rebirth of drama in the 20th century. We have T.S. Eliot writing poetic plays, and we have problem plays by Shaw. So we see that there's a kind of like representation of realism. Now, realism is the most problematic term that we'll be encountering with reference to all the terms that we have to study today. So representation of realism is one thing that is very prominent in the works of G.B. Shaw, in the works of T.S. Eliot, where T.S. Eliot talks about, like in his poems, he talks about the wasteland, and we have, we have Shaw, who is talking about different issues of our society, which includes bureaucracy, which includes prostitution and other things. Then we have rejection of realism as well. So this is one point that we'll be focusing on with reference to the topics that we are given. And therefore, through that, I'll be coming to this point later on. And because of that rejection of realism, we enter a zone of anti-realist movement. And that is why we see a lot of avant-garde movement that I think you are introduced to already in your lecture on modernism, but I'll revise it for you in short. Then we have, these drama which were presented, they were very different from Aristotle's poetics. So what we are looking at is that till neoclassical age, and even after that, till Victorian age, there is a tendency to go back to Aristotle for any kind of reference. But here we see that now we are breaking away from that Aristotle's model of drama and theater, where he talks about plot as the most important aspect of knowledge, most important element of theater, and then spectator as spectacle as the least important of them all. It is important, but it is the last one in that element. So the new models which will be coming up, they will be very different from Aristotle's poetics. Many genres developed, and each one very different and unique, and yet similar in their rejection of realism that we will notice in the 20th century, especially after the First World War itself. All traditional methods of representation of reality suddenly seem to be limited and limiting, because as we saw that so many so many path-breaking ideas came in. The people were now owning cars, their personal vehicles. People were now, they were aware of the wars. They were aware of devastation on a large scale. So it was not only production on the large scale that we were aware of, but it was also devastation in the destruction in the large scale that people were now aware of. So, all those methods that was representing reality, all of a sudden, the dramatists, the literary people, they thought that they are very limited, and also they are very limiting in their ways. So there is a need to change it.